The brand new Wild Turkey 8-year has finally hit the shelves. Is this a scam or is it going to be better than regular Wild Turkey 101? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, opening as a brand new video. Last year, we got the release of the Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary 8-year bourbon, which is just a little bit of a difference from your regular Wild Turkey 101, because Wild Turkey 101 is typically a blend of 6 to 8-year bourbons. Now, at the end of last year, after we had gotten the Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary 8-year 101, we heard news about this bottle right here. This is the Wild Turkey 101 aged 8 years. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, just like I do, isn't this the same as this? Well, we are going to find out today. There are speculations out there that the Jimmy Russell's 70th anniversary used different barrels than what we're getting this year in the 8-year release. Now, this is supposed to be a shelf-available bottle along with your typical regular 101. Now, your 101 runs you about $28, $29 for a 750 milliliter bottle. Last year, the Jimmy Russells went for about $59.99 in most areas. And then this year, we should be getting the Wild Turkey 8-year 101 at about $45 to $49.99. So you might be thinking to yourself, is this the same as this? And that's what I'm thinking. And we're going to find that out today in today's blind. Now, if you guys want a sample of the Wild Turkey 8-year 101, make sure you guys join in on the Patreon because, well, that's where you get in on free samples. We are also doing some barrel picks coming in the second half of 2025 that the Patreons get first, so make sure you join in on that. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a turkey blind to get into. It's not Thanksgiving, it's the middle of May, but let's get into it. Starting with glass letter A. And I'm going to imagine that all three of these noses are going to be somewhat similar because, again, it's all turkey products, but we're getting some different juice in the bottles. A's nose is that typical, little bit of a spice, a little bit of a nice caramel sweetness. I'm kind of getting a touch of a Sharpie note that I typically do get on turkey products, though. I do get that turkey funk, though. And then that one last little touch of a note that I get on the tail end there is a really nice sweet apple pie with a lot of brown sugar and cinnamon. Let's get in the palate. It's really good. It's really good. And I'm going to imagine I'm going to like all three of these going through because I'm a big turkey fan. That palate just sits right at 101 proof, man. I love that proof point so much. It's great for mixing. It's great sipping it neat on the rocks. Can't go wrong with it no matter what. Really nice soft notes. It's a touch of an oaky presence there, but I do get a really, really nice cinnamon note on this that is wonderful. Let's move on to B. B's nose is definitely softer. It's a touch sweeter. I get a grassy note, a touch of that Sharpie note, but it's not as strong as it was on A. There is a leather note on this. It's definitely a little bit more expressive than A. Let's get in the palate. Interesting, the mouthfeel is so different on that. It was velvety and like a little bit more creamy and viscous compared to A. Now that I think back on it, was a little bit thinner going over the palate. That was a really nice, like oily, enjoyable sip from the beginning of the tip of my tongue all the way to the back of my tongue. Really, really nice. It's a little bit drier, but it feels like it's a little bit more balanced. It feels like this has a little bit more sophistication going on for it for some reason. It doesn't send you over here or over there. Everything is just very condensed and refined on the sip compared to A. A is good, but I do think that B might be a touch better. Let's move on to glass C. This nose is screaming cinnamon. A lot more of that turkey funk. I'm getting a little bit more like a barnyard kind of a nose. A little touch of a brown sugar. It does not have that Sharpie note that the first two have. It's deeper. It's denser. I like the nose a lot. I do think it might be the best nose because I'm not getting that Sharpie note out of this. But let's get into the palate and see what we're tasting. Same thing that I was getting off of B. It had that really nice velvety, oily kind of sip. But what this has that this one did not have is a little bit of a bitterness on that mid palate. When after it rolled off of my tongue, I got a touch of a bitterness that, you know, says to me that this isn't as refined as this one here, but it has a little bit more of a spice quality, a little bit more of that rye spice comes off of it. Definitely a lot more of a rye kick, a rye spice, a little bit more of like a red hot cinnamon kind of action going on here. All right, we've gone through all three of these. We're going to go and redo all of these, and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our final order for these three bottles right here. And, well, it's a very interesting kind of dynamic going through these three right here because they are technically the same whiskey, but just a little bit different in their own right. Well, we really don't know if these two are different. We're going to find that out here today. I'll give you a little rundown here. This B got first. It had the most enjoyable sip from beginning to end. Really, really nice. C got second. Had a little bit of that bitterness, but the finish on this was exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. It went on forever. And A, it had a little bit of just not enough. Had a little bit of not enough. It didn't compare to what these two over here had to offer. And well, we're going to find out together, or you guys already pretty much know what won. I'm going to find out, and you're going to see my reaction right now. With third place, we still have a podium. With third place, we had a letter A, and that goes to the Wild Turkey Regular 101. Now, that bottle is this one right here. Okay, all right. So, like I had imagined, we've got the two, 8 years. We've got the 70th anniversary and the regular Wild Turkey, brand new 8-year release. And we're going to find out right now which one of these two won. And in first place, we had letter B, and that goes to the 8-year, which means that C I labeled as 70 for the 70th anniversary. So we don't even have to move these bottles in a different order. And that, to me, I don't know specifically if they use different barrels. I can't say that they did. What I will say is there were two different expressions completely. The Jimmy Russell's bottle had a really, really long, strong finish, whereas this 8-year here was a really velvety, oily, viscous, enjoyable sip that, I do think that for an extra $20 compared to the Wild Turkey 101, if you're looking for a little bit different of a sip, I would 100% grab the Wild Turkey 8-year. But like I said, if you want a free sample of it, you got to get in on the Patreon. Link is down below. Make sure you don't miss out on that because we got some fun things coming at the end of 2025. And only the Patreons are going to get in on that. Now, the Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary, I don't know if you can still find these on the shelves. If you're looking for something a little bit different, a nice memorabilia piece for the Wild Turkey family, go ahead and snag that. But that Wild Turkey 101, it's always a staple on my shelf, and it should be on yours as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.